Greetings and thank you for taking the time to view our instructional video on how to complete the mandatory annual forms for our 100th annual convention. During this video I will attempt to show you how to download the PDF files, how to save the PDF files, how to download and install Acrobat Reader, and how to complete and submit the forms. So here we go. On either the email that you've received, the web page, or any other documents that have the links involved, simply click on the link for the form and it will open in your browser. Browsers are usually not able to handle the form, so it has to be downloaded and opened in Adobe Acrobat Reader. To download the form from a browser, if you move your cursor to the top of the page, you'll see that a little dialog box drops down. Simply click on download, pick the location that you want to download it. Your browser may be set to download it to the bottom of your page where you'll have an option to save it in different locations. I suggest that you download it into your documents file, create a new folder, name the folder. I'm going to name it Annual Forms. Open the folder, and we're saving now the Annual Post Data Report. Click Save. Now the form is saved. You can go back by using the back button on your browser to the list of forms, and you can complete this same process with the other forms. As you'll notice, I'm going back up to the upper right hand corner. I'm using the download button. You'll notice that once I created the file folder, that it will open to that, and I can save each one of the forms into that folder by simply following the same process the 5 times for the 5 forms. So we will do the 4th form. Each one of these forms, the due dates are shown on the left column of the page, so you'll know when they're due at headquarters so that we can compile the data and be prepared for convention when you arrive. So here we're downloading last form, which is a certification examination of post books, or the post audit as we refer to it. It is not due until December 1st. That's 90 days after the election of your officers. So December 1st, according to the bylaws, this form is to be submitted. We'd love it if you would submit it earlier. So now we have, well, wait a minute, we didn't download that form into our folder. Now we have, and it's in the folder. Now, we have the forms saved into a file folder. The 2 internet-based forms do not require any special handling. Simply click on the link, the form will open, complete the fields in the form. We would like to have all of the information, please. The sooner that we get these, if we get these by the due date, it expedites a number of processes. After you've completed the form, simply hit Submit Form, and it will send the form to our form processing box. You can also say you'll have the opportunity to save a copy of the form. If that doesn't work for you, let us know and we will send you a copy of the form that you've submitted. You will have already viewed this instruction about how to access this video, but the next step for us is to download Adobe Acrobat Reader. It's a free file. It's being used by millions of people every day, and don't let it frighten you at all. If you click on the link spot, it will open the download page, and you'll notice in the address bar that this is acrobatadobe.com. Be certain that you're using the download from acrobatadobe.com. There are other places out there that use a similar name, but it is not good to use those websites. This is the company's website. Simply click Download Now, and it will begin the process of downloading and installing. On this next page, you have several options. If you're a Google Chrome user, you can install a Chrome extension, which is handy in your Google Chrome web browser, that you can open or copy PDF files from within your browser. I recommend that you toggle it off. These other two boxes, the optional offers for McAfee Security Scan Plus and McAfee Safe Connect, will be toggled when you open the browser. I recommend that you toggle them off if you have any type of antivirus software. It's going to work fine. This step is simply click Install Now. Depending on the browser that you use, it may behave differently, but typically it is going to download a file to the lower left-hand corner of your browser, or it's going to give you a place to save the file. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and save it in the Annual Forms folder. You notice that it downloaded to the lower left of my browser. I will click on it to execute the file, and it will then open a dialog box asking me if I want to allow this application to make changes to my device. It is safe. You simply click yes. It will now begin to install on your computer if you don't already have it. In my case, I have a newer version already installed, as you can see. The box Launch Adobe Acrobat Reader is toggled. It's going to open when I click on Finish. It will open outside the browser. So now we have, as you see, Adobe Acrobat Reader opened. And now we're going to open one of the PDF files to process it. Click File, Open, and we created a folder called Annual Forms. So we open that folder, and let's start off with the Annual Post Data Report. All of the other forms are going to be handled in the very same manner. Now your window is going to look a little different than mine because I have a paid version of Adobe Acrobat, and you will be using the free version, but they will operate very much in the same manner. So now you have the form opened, and you will be able to complete your data. The Annual Post Data Report, put in actually the post number, the data as of, your post legal name, your post location, which is your street address. This is your legal location. This information is necessary by April the 15th so that your membership cards will be correct. This will also place your current dues into National's database so that there will be no mistakes about what your per capita dues are and what we owe you. There's a signature block for the adjutant to complete. This is a very simple process. Click in the signature box. It's going to open a dialog for you. This signature field requires a digital signature identity. You can create your own identity, save it to your computer, and reuse it on all of the other forms you have to fill out. I'm not going to do that at this time. You'll set the date. Once you've completed the form, we've provided a Save Form button for you. The form being completed, if you click on the same Save Form button. It will open a dialog box and will give you the opportunity to save the completed form. When you click on Save, it is going to ask you if you want to replace it. Yes, you do. The next box allows you to print the form so that you have a copy of it. Depending on what printer you're using, it will open a dialog box similar to this, and you will be able to print the form. You do not need to print the instructions form, so you can simply tell the printer that you only want to print page 1. You will have a copy of the form. This form is easy to complete, easy to print, easy to save. Next, the Submit button. You'll notice when your cursor hovers over the Submit button that there is an email address that you can see. Send the data to pdf@calegion.org. Each one of the forms has its own box for routing and for form handling. Do not send it to another email address. So now that you've completed, signed, and saved your form, you're ready to submit it. Cursor over to the Submit box, click Submit, and another dialog box will open asking you which email account you want to send it from, Microsoft Outlook or a web-based account. You can use a Gmail account, a Yahoo account, or if you click on Add Other, it will give you the opportunity to add whichever web-based email account you use. I use a Gmail account. I'm going to click Continue, and it will begin to create a draft message for me to send. It's going to open the Gmail account. It's going to ask me to log on. This is a security feature. Once I have logged on, then I will be asked if I want to allow the program to access my email. Once that happens, because I know it's a saved account, it will have created a draft in my draft accounts. And you can see I have 2 of them here from previous attempts. Once I click on that draft account to open it, it will open here. You'll see it in the subject box. It says Form Returned, and it names the form. All I have to do is click Send, or if I want to add a message, I can add the message here. You can see the form is already attached. The completed form will be delivered to this email box. We will be able to then use the data on the form to complete all of the other necessary documents that we have to prepare for convention. So if I send this, it's going to send it right away, and I can return to my Acrobat Reader, and I can close this file and begin working on another file by simply going through the process again. Open, I find my documents, I find my annual forms file that I've created, and I can begin working on the other forms, such as the certification of delegates and alternates. Again, this form is prepared to be processed electronically. And one item on this form is the Pay Online option. You simply, if you want to use a credit card or PayPal to pay your delegate fees, simply click Pay Online. It will open the PayPal dialog box. You will see that it says the American Legion California Purchase Details Delegate Fees. You can set your quantity here. Once you've set your quantity, say we're going to pay for 10 delegates, and hit Continue, it will then open another dialog box where you have an opportunity to select to pay with PayPal or use a debit card to pay. So you have different opportunities here to make payment. If you choose, you can certainly send a check to us after you've processed the form, and we will make sure that it gets taken care of. That concludes this video tutorial. I hope that you will find it helpful. If you have any questions, certainly don't hesitate to call us. And you will notice also that I made a correction to the annual post data form and changed district to post. So now this form is correct and ready to go. Again, I thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate your efforts at using the electronic forms. It will help the department save money and help staff to be more effective in serving you. So please help us help you. Thank you. Have a great weekend. I know some of you had caucuses this weekend, so I hope this will be useful for you. Have a good night.